Imagine you're a business owner. What does every business want? Business wants growth. In order to scale, in order to grow, it must create a brand. And creating a brand is all about creating content. But creating content takes up a lot of time. Ideas, filming, editing, posting consistently, it consumes a lot of time and energy. What if that entire thing is automated? You're not creating any content, but still building a brand. That is exactly what I helped the e-commerce in-store business do. So this is the entire automation that I set them up with. I created this using N10, and this has three workflows. One creates carousels, one creates infographic reels, another creates a video and posts it all on autopilot on their social media channels. And the best thing is the videos, the infographic, the reels that are being created using this automation has been getting them more engagement, more views, and more website visits. I've created another two different videos where I explain about the carousel. So this automation here, this workflow creates carousels and posts it on autopilot. I've created another video. I'll leave the link in the description below. You can go check it out how it works. And this automation down here, it creates infographic style reels and post it all on autopilot. And I've created another video explaining how that workflow works. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about the workflow that you can see up here, the top one. This automation creates a voice-over video or short video, a reel, and then post it all on autopilot. I'm going to show you how the workflow works and what kind of video you created and posted. In order to not make the video too long, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each and every node one on one. I'm not going to show how to connect them. I'm going to show how it works and the logic behind this workflow rather than how to connect everything. Let me go to the execution so that I can show you exactly how it works. Okay, so this workflow ran on May 25th. That's the top one that ran. Let me show you how that works. So it starts off with Telegram channel, same as other automation. So the text input is given by the user. So this is a text input. So this automation, I built it for a retail smoke shop who have their own brand, who sell their e-commerce as well, who do online and in-store and have their own brand. And in order to build that brand, this automation is helping them. So this is the text that they input, and once the text has something like voiceover, there's a switch node that sends out. If the text has voiceover, it sends out to the top work. If it has carousels, it sends to the middle workflow. If it has info, it sends to the workflow below. So since this has voiceover, the switch is gonna send the data in this workflow, in this node. First and foremost, I have connected an AI agent. I have prompted it as an expert short form educational voiceover script. So this is the input that they got. I gave it a bunch of rules in order to write a hook, because any video, any reel, any short form video won't perform if the hook is good. So the first 3 to 5 seconds should be exceptionally good in order to stop scrolling. And that's what this AI agent does. If it's educational, it must include hidden process effects. So basically given it a bunch of rules in order to write a hook, and then entire script. So after the hook, it's gonna write the entire script. Let me show you what the output looks like. So this is the output looks like. So the hook is the way glass pipes, cool smoke effect, both flavor and smoothness. That kind of hooks people in and writes the entire script. So this is a script of the video that is gonna be voiceover. So once that happened, I added a code node, because since we got like one item output from the AI agent, we are going to separate into 5 different items so that we can create 5 different videos and stitch them together. So basically this code node, all it does, it separates the one single item into 5 items for the voiceovers, for the script. Now once that happens, what we are going to do is we are going to add another AI node, OpenAI node, to write a prompt in order to generate an image. First we generate the image. Based on the voiceover, it must generate an image. So I've given it a bunch of rules. I've given it content type, I've given it input. So this is the input given by user, and this is the scene. The scene is the voiceover script. So what this AI node does is it takes the scene and writes a prompt in order to generate an image that we can put on the scene. Basically given it a bunch of rules, camera rules. This can always be changed if video style, if the image style is to be changed. So it writes a prompt like this: ultra realistic extreme close-up shot, basically 5 prompts for 5 different scenes. Now once the prompt is ready, what we are going to do is we're going to arrange the prompt and the sentence and the voiceover into a table. So this is the voiceover, this is the prompt. We arrange it into a single table so that it's easier for us to grab. Now it's time to start generating the voiceover. In order to generate voiceover, I've used 11 labs. I've connected 11 labs. Go to 11 labs, get the API key, basically connected over here. I've created a different voice on 11 labs to match the brand style, brand voice, and connected the 11 labs account over here. Now we're using loop over items so that we could send one item, get one voiceover, and then repeat until we have all the 5 ready. If you send all of those voice in one shot, 11 labs API is going to reject it saying too much input, so or something like that. So that's why we only need to send one at a time. So after we do that, we've connected 11 labs account, basically providing the sentence. Once the sentence is provided, it creates the audio voiceover of that sentence, and we upload that in Google Drive because we need a public URL. I only use Google Drive because needed a public URL. The voiceover, the audio is uploaded in Google Drive and then is saved on a Google Sheet, so that when starting generating video, we have the audio URL right there. Now once this starts, it loops over for all 5 items, generates all 5 audio scripts based on our scenes, and then saves it on a Google Sheet. Basically that's it. Now we move on to another section. This section generates image using the prompt that we created earlier in the node. So here also we're going to use loop over item so that we send one prompt, generate one image, saves it on Google Sheet, and then again do it for another, until and unless everything is all set. So in order to generate an image, I've used Kai API. I've talked about this in other videos. You can go check it out how to connect it. Just grab the API key. I don't want to make the video long, so showcasing how to connect and everything. That's why. So basically, use Kai API in order to generate an image. We're using Nano Banana 2, and the prompt is provided from the table that we created earlier. The prompt comes from over there. This is the prompt, and it generates an image based on this prompt. I've added a wait node because generation of image takes a little bit of time. I've added 2 minutes. 2 minutes would be good. And after the image is generated, we pull the image. We get the image. I've added an if node because sometimes 2 minutes might not be enough to generate an image. That's why if the image is not generated, if the data state is not success, it's going to loop back. If it's success, then only it moves forward. Now if it's success, we get the image, the generated image, we get the image. This is the URL of the image that we got. This is the URL of the image generated by the automation, and then we save it on a Google Sheet again, so that we have the audio URL, image URL together in a Google Sheet. Now after that happens, it runs for 5 times, generates all 5 images. Now we have an audio file for all the 5 scenes, an image file for all the 5 scenes. Now it's time to start compiling them. Now I added a limit node because the input output that comes from here is 5, but we only want one output. Basically I did it because in order to limit the output, so that when I pull out the table from the Google Sheet, it only gives out one table. So I've added a get rows in a Google Sheet. So this basically pulls up the audio URL, the image URL, the status, and the input. So I've saved it all on the Google Sheet, which makes it easier to pull up the URLs. Now I've added code node. So why I did this is, you can take a look at this. This is the image URL we have. This is more than what we need. We don't need the results URL. We only need this much. So this is the only URL that we need. We don't need anything extra. So in order to remove that, in order to clean the URL, I added a code node. So basically what's it going to do is it's going to clean the URL and save it like this. So we have 5 items, 5 audio URLs, 5 image URLs. Now I've added a HTTP node. I've used Fal AI in order to get the metadata of the audio. So while merging a video, we need the duration, how long the audio is. So basically I use Fal AI FFmpeg metadata in order to get the length of the audio. Once this is run, we wait a couple of minutes. I've added 20 seconds. So 20 seconds is more than enough in order to pull out the metadata. And once we get that, we get the audio metadata from fal AI again. So this is what we get. So it says duration is 4.07. So for each item we get the length of the audio file that we created. We get the length. This is for the first, this is for the second, this is for the third. So basically we pull out how long the audio is so that we can merge the images accordingly. Now after that happens, what we are going to do is we're going to merge audio and image. So I use sort stack API in order to do that. You can use fal AI ffmpeg as well, but I found the sort stack way much easier to use. Let's basically go create account, add some money, add some credit in it, get the API key and use this URL. Should be all set. Now what have I done over here is I've added some caption as well. So we are adding caption while the audio is being spoken. The caption will also be generated like this. Now this is the length of the video, length of the audio. What we are going to do is we are going to merge. This is the audio. This is the audio. This is the image. We are going to merge audio and image, and we are prompting it in such a way that the image is being displayed throughout the duration of the audio being spoken. That means the length of the audio is 4.07512 seconds. So the image will stay up to that second. And another thing that I've added here is a zoom in effect so that the image zooms in while the audio is being spoken, basically creating a video instead of static image. So the job of this is to merge the audio and merge the image, add a subtle zoom in and add caption. That's pretty much what we are doing here. And after we do that, we wait a couple of seconds, 45 seconds, to let everything happen, let everything merge, and then we get the separate videos. So we have created 5 separate videos with audio, caption and image zoom in. Now it's time to merge those videos. Now we have 5 items coming out from the get video node. I'm going to use encode node in order to convert that 5 items into one single item, because we're merging all of those 5 clips. I basically created an array using the node so that the 5 items are not separate arrays, but instead in one single array with 5 URLs, 5 videos in it. Now after we do that, we wait a couple of minutes, 100 seconds that I've added, and then we get the video. So basically what we did here is we got 5 separate videos and we compiled them using fal AI ffmpeg compose, and then waited a couple of seconds and then got the entire video. And then save the URL in Google Sheet. This is saving it on the Google Sheet. I've limited to 1. Now it's time to write caption. So based on the text input provided by the user, this OpenAI node is going to write a caption so that we could post that video directly into the Instagram or YouTube. And we upload it in the Brotato. Once the video is uploaded in the Brotato, we add Instagram upload, we add YouTube upload, and then directly upload it to social media channels, all on autopilot. So what's happening over here is user inputs a keyword and the topic on Telegram. It takes a keyword, writes a script, generates audios, generates image, compile the image and the audio, adds in zoom effect, creates 5 separate videos, and then merges all those videos and posts it automatically on social media channels. And the videos that this automation created has got that brand, good engagement, and even a lots of website visit. Let me show you example of the video created by this. So this is basically the video created. It has got them 130 likes and 3,000 4,000 followers, and last time I checked it had like 9 website visits on this video alone. This is an entire automation running for them, creating automated content, posting on autopilot, getting them more engagement, getting website visit, and even sales. These kind of automation are changing the game for business owners, because instead of focusing on creating content, consistent posting, now the business owner can focus on scaling the business and let AI automation handle the back end. So my name is Aurav and I build such systems helping businesses integrate AI into their business. So I create these kind of content automation system and other basic automations to help businesses scale. If you want help with your business setting up AI automation, I'll leave my email below. You can always shoot me an email. And yeah, if you want to learn how to create such kind of AI automation in order to generate content, I have a free school community. You can join from the link below. And yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. And I'll be back with another video next week.